Well, thank you so much for joining us for Middle Tennessee News. I'm Lauren Davis. If you missed this or any of our shows, you can watch them on our website at middletennesseenews.net. This is our last newscast of the semester, so be sure to stay tuned to our Facebook and Twitter for more updates. This is Lauren Davis signing off for the last time. Have a great summer. Well, coming up next on Middle Tennessee News, valedictorian may soon be out of grasp for Rutherford County students, and see how one organization is helping children who lost their parents to war. All those stories plus your latest weather. Middle Tennessee News starts right now. Well, thank you so much for joining us this evening. I'm Lauren Davis. Welcome to Middle Tennessee News. A local organization is working around the clock to guarantee that children around the country maintain a normal life after losing a parent at war. Middle Tennessee News reporter Shamar Barnett shows how they're making a difference.
10 years ago, Daryl Mackin paid respects to a neighbor's son who died at war.
After Mark was killed, I walked across the street to spend time with my neighbor. I saw Henry, and he said to me, "Did it really matter, and does anybody even give a damn?" And then he walked into his house and left me standing in his garage. And it was really at that moment I thought two thoughts. One, I'm a veteran, and I never once thought of the families left behind. And then my next thought was my own death, that I would die early and leave my kids behind.
That's when Mackin founded A Soldier's Child, a program meant to create awareness for our fallen soldiers and their children left behind.
I resigned from teaching culinary arts. I was actually a teacher at Blackman High School. And I resigned and went full-time A Soldier's Child. And we have now grown in 5 years from 400 kids to now serving close to 3,300 children.
We put all that stuff on the outside, and they cannot open the present until the day of their birthday. So we have a birthday celebration. So we celebrate children's birthday from 1 year old to 18. And then we have mini camps and week-long camps for the children to come together with peers that have lost a military parent. And so they can bond together and walk through the grieving process.
Helping children in dark times.
And what we say is love the child, love, honor, and hope. Love the child, honor the fallen, and give those kids a hope to where they can live out a courageous life. That's what we're doing.
Serving the children of those who served in their country. This is Shamar Barnett signing out for Middle Tennessee News.
Well, A Soldier's Child hopes that there will be more organizations like theirs soon. At Monday Wilson County's commissioners meeting, Commissioner William Glover presented Darlene and Philip Craighead a special recognition. Darlene and Philip Craighead were recognized for their hard work with the whip cracking rodeo.
The 2019, the Whip Cracking Rodeo will celebrate its 10th anniversary at the James E. Ward Ag Center.
The Board of Commissioners later honored and thanked the Craigheads for all of their work for the local nonprofit organizations. Well, future graduates may need to lose the dream of becoming valedictorian after Rutherford County's new suggested rule.
As the days get closer and closer to May, a lot of high school seniors are looking forward to walking across the stage and getting their diplomas. Students who graduate as valedictorian might need to relish it, as the title won't be as inclusive in the future. Rutherford County School Board is suggesting a new rule that will allow only one valedictorian per high school. Tammy Sharp is a member of the school board and gave some insight of how the new rule would work.
All of the board members at this point are agreeing that we do need to look at our policy, and we do need to maybe revisit some of the qualifications for valedictorian and have one valedictorian per school, and then like have a second place and the third place.
Skylar Gentry is currently a social work major at MTSU. It was one of 8 to graduate as valedictorian in Laverne High's 2018 class. This particular class was all girls, and including straight A's, many of the girls had college credits under their belt as well. Skylar had this to say about the new rule.
I feel like valedictorian should be applicable to everyone who earns it in the same way that salutatorian or any other cord is given.
For more information, students are urged to visit Rutherford County School website. For Middle Tennessee News, Alicia Patton.
About the proposed rule will be discussed at the next Rutherford County School Board meeting on April 25th. Well, Middle Tennessee News reporter Raymond Ahmed joins us now to discuss and compare crime rates in universities across Tennessee.
Universities everywhere, crime rates are seriously considered. Here we look at 5 universities in Tennessee and compare them with each other. We have Belmont with an overall crime rate of 16 reports per 1,000 residents. Tennessee State University has about 9.60 reports per 1,000 residents. And Vanderbilt's overall crime rate is 21% higher than national average. Lipscomb has an overall crime rate that's 25% higher than the national average. Middle Tennessee State University has about 13 reports per 1,000 students. Middle Tennessee student Andrew Wigdor is here to give us his opinion on crime rates in universities and lets us know how he feels, particularly at Middle Tennessee State.
From what I've heard about crime rates across different campuses, there are some campuses that definitely need more security measures in place to keep their crime rates lower. I would say specifically at MTSU, which is what I would have the most knowledge about, is that the crime rate is relatively low when compared to the rest of the Murfreesboro area, where MTSU is of course placed. I think due to our police force and some other security measures we have in place, we're able to deter crime relatively well. Of course, it does happen on campus, but not nearly as much if you look at the overall rate of crime in the city. I think there could definitely be some improvements.
Well, crime rates on campuses should always be considered. Well, the Lebanon Police Department is in need of your help in identifying 3 suspects in a recent robbery. 3 females were caught on surveillance stealing several pairs of sunglasses from the local sunglass hut on Thursday. The search for the thieves is ongoing. And if you have any information regarding these individuals, please email brandon.payne@lebanontn.org or call 615-453-4319. Well, I definitely don't think those thieves are going to be in need of sunglasses today or for this weekend. If we go ahead and look into those current conditions for our weather right now, it's pretty rainy outside, pretty yucky. It's about 72 degrees. It does say it's cloudy right now, but there is some misting and a chance of rain going on, and the humidity is about 53%. So that's what's really causing the yucky conditions and like low cloud hanging. And the wind is about at 17 miles per hour. So if you do have that umbrella, make sure you hold on tight. And don't worry, we'll go ahead and look into the 7-day forecast later on, but still ahead on Middle Tennessee News, Wilson County is urging people in the community to think green, and reporter Joseph Choi will take a deep dive into the Middle Tennessee housing market. That's coming up next on Middle Tennessee News.
Sculpting the perfect body takes time. Quitting smoking does too. But with a little help, you can do it. Get the resources and support you need to quit smoking from the American Cancer Society at cancer.org/smokeout.
Hannah is bright, talented, and she's been so brave. Hannah complained of a headache. It was a rhabdomyosarcoma. Within a few days, Hannah was in treatment because we were told that the tumor was very aggressive. So we've essentially put our lives in South Africa on hold. Incredibly blessed to be here. St. Jude is an asset to the world. The research that is developed here is offered freely to the rest of the medical world. The entire way that the place operates is just to give and to care. I think it's the kind of place that not only stands as a beacon for pediatric cancer, but I think it could teach the world a couple of lessons about how to treat people. And I think if those lessons could be learned, even in their most basic form, this world could be a better place.
Repeat after me. Apple, table, penny.
Apple, bread.
I remember watching Dad with the kids and thinking, geez, in 6 years, will he even know who they are?
Ask me again.
1 in 10 Americans over 65 has Alzheimer's disease. Learn more today at brightfocus.org.
What does it look like when a life is truly changed?
I feel a sense of accomplishment because I built a house. This house has brought us financial independence.
Every family dreams to have their own house. This house changed our lives.
Habitat for Humanity is at work in your community and around the world. Through shelter, we empower.
The state of housing market is always under scrutiny, especially here in Middle Tennessee. And reports released at the end of last year had some people worried. Studio M reporter Joseph Choi has more on the story.
At the end of 2018, the volume of total home sales in Middle Tennessee took a noticeable drop compared to sales made in 2017, and many wondered what this meant for our economy, with some recalling the 2008 recession. Middle Tennessee real estate agent Jonathan Harmon says that the market should begin to cool off, but that it's to be expected.
You know, especially in the wintertime, you always have a dip in inventory, and so there's just a little bit hesitation. And so the number of sales are going to fall off. That does not necessarily mean the price is. What I think we'll see price-wise is if prices have been growing like this, right, on this kind of curve, we're going to see that start to flatten. Nobody's predicting a dip.
And Harmon is quick to note that this slight decline comes after an explosive, almost too good to be true, growth in the housing market.
We were seeing anywhere from 10 to even 15 or 16% year over year increases in prices, which is not sustainable. Market norm is about 3% year over year, and we were seeing, quadruple or better.
Although this may be disappointing to hear, it really depends on how you look at it.
Human perception is what all markets really are about. And in this case, what I think we'll see is people will feel like we're in a dip because prices are going to increase by, say, 3% as opposed to 10%. And so that's going to feel like we're losing because we're not gaining as much.
So while our housing market may begin to see a decrease, it should remain stable for the time being. For Studio M, I'm Joseph Choi.
Well, according to the latest reports from the Greater Nashville Realtors, residential sales and prices have continued to rise in Middle Tennessee, despite the drop in sales over the winter. Well, last Thursday, Rutherford County Council members met to discuss several county beautification and improvement projects. One of these included funding for a large right-of-way and easement project that will widen Bradyville Pike to Joe B. Jackson Parkway. The proposal has not been considered, with no protest, though, because several people living in the affected area came to the meeting to address concerns about the project. Several members of the affected neighborhood stepped up to the podium to express their concerns about the safety of their neighborhoods after the addition of such a busy road,
we
but
have the responsibility to make sure that we plan this in a prudent manner, and I think that the presentation and the scrutiny that it's gone through at the Planning Commission is adequate to say that it's a good project.
Smith's son might do that.
Okay. Okay.
For secondary egress, and we encourage y'all to look at those opportunity. But Mr. Smith.
After the floor debate, the council passed the project and funding with a majority in favor. Well, Annette Stafford and the Wilson County Commissioners meeting on Monday talked about keeping Wilson County trash-free and beautiful. The City of Lebanon Beautification Committee Commission is sponsoring the annual Think Green, Think Clean campaign. The main focus is getting the younger citizens of Wilson County involved in the campaign. Well, in Wilson County, from the 12th to the 18th of May, it is now officially known as the Think Clean, Think Green. Commissioner Stafford hopes that all of Wilson County can partake in this worthy observance. A recent large study done by the U.S. National Toxicology Program did a 2-year lab study to see if there is any correlation between cancer and radio frequencies from our phones.
A recent large study by the U.S. National Toxicology Program exposed large groups of rats and mice to radio frequency energy over their entire bodies for about 9 hours a day, starting before birth and continuing up for 2 years, which is about the equivalent of a 70-year-old human, according to National Toxicology Program scientists. The study found an increased risk of tumors called malignant schwannomas of the heart in male rats exposed to radio frequency radiation, as well as a possible increased risk of certain types of tumors in the brain and adrenal glands.
I had the chance to talk to a local biology major student at Middle Tennessee State on the National Toxicology Program and their findings.
I find it pretty interesting to hear about the results of this study because schwannoma tumors usually don't come back as malignant. They're usually benign, so the fact that these study is finding malignant tumors probably means that they should keep doing more studies like this to make sure it doesn't occur more often. And
there are many studies still being done testing radio frequencies and a link to cancerous tumors. It is not a for sure fact that cell phones cause tumors due to radio frequency waves.
Personally, I don't know if there is a direct correlation, but I definitely do think that studies should be continued because humans, we are on our phones, computers, we're on technology all the time. We're such a technological based society, we can't not be in front of some type of electronic device. So if that is happening, it will affect us pretty profoundly.
However, if you are worried about radio frequencies from phones, you can limit your exposure by limiting your cell phone use. For Middle Tennessee News, I'm Pericles Johnson.
Well, if you have any questions on any other lab studies done, you can visit the AmericanCancerSociety.org. Imagine using a sports car to bait students in on a free concert ticket. Students from a public relations class were able to work alongside Acura for a campaign. The competition was held between about 15 other universities to see who could advertise the car better. Although the car was not for sale, free Bonnaroo tickets were available to be won by students who filled out a survey. Well, free pizza and energy drinks were available in order to bring more attention to the car. Still ahead on Middle Tennessee News, we have good news for Rutherford County and sewer rates. And a rainy weekend is in the forecast, so stick around to see how much you may need your umbrella.
turn off your lights for Earth Hour. For our forests, our rivers, our oceans, our wildlife, and for our climate. For our Earth. Earth Hour, March 30th, 2019.
Your zip code. Just one number different, and you might have a whole other life. Different school, different job, different dreams, different problems. In America, the zip code you're born in can determine your future. The Y works to change that, with programs and services that help everyone thrive, no matter who you are or where you're from. For a better us, support your local Y today.
Breast cancer kills more than 41,000 people each year in the U.S. alone. That's unacceptable. That's why by 2026, Susan G. Komen will cut the number of breast cancer deaths in half. We'll get there by helping those who can't pay for treatments, by funding breakthroughs in research that save lives, by ensuring that all people receive the care they need. We'll get there, but only with your help. So, are you in?
My mother used to say a long time ago, whenever there would be any catastrophe that was on the air, she would say, always look for the helpers. Because if you look for the helpers, you'll know that there's hope.
Well, thank you. Welcome back to Middle Tennessee News. Earlier in the newscast, I did talk about how we don't need to whip out those sunglasses just yet, but let's see what the weekend will look like later on. But for right now, let's go ahead and look at those current conditions. Right now, it is rainy and pretty cloudy. The high is going to be about 48 degrees right now, so it's going to be pretty chilly. So you're going to need that jacket, and you're going to have about a humidity about 97%. So that's definitely that storm coming through, and it's going to come on into the nighttime. So let's go ahead and see what those night conditions look like right now. It's still going to be rainy. Unfortunately, we're still going to have those umbrellas and rain jackets. Like I said, that humidity is still there, so the rain is going to be coming through. The low is going to be about 39 degrees with a wind at 12 miles per hour. However, don't fret. There is still a chance of some sunshine this weekend. If we go ahead and look at the 7-day forecast, or this weekend, excuse me, like I said, Friday and Saturday, today and tomorrow, it's going to be very, very rainy and yucky. About the high on Saturday at 51 degrees and the low at 36. However, on Sunday, on Easter Sundays, you can go out and do all the egg hunts you want. It is going to be sunny and bright at a high about 74 degrees and a low at 47. However, that sunshine is just going to stick around for Sunday so we can celebrate Easter, and it's going to get right back to cloudy on both Monday and Tuesday. The high for Monday is going to be about 79 degrees, so it's not going to be too cold, but the low is going to be about 53 degrees. And Tuesday, it also is going to be around the 80s. So we won't have to wear too many jackets, but we might need to look out for some rain later on throughout the week. But that's the weather for right now. And if we go ahead, even though there is some rain in the forecast, there's some good news for Murfreesboro. The Murfreesboro City Council will not increase water and sewer rates. The Director of Water Resources, Darren Gore, presented to the council that increasing rates is not necessary in the near future.
The purple dots represent an affordability index, which is for a one-person through a five-person household and their average usage. So those purple dots represents 4% annual earnings of a very low income earner, which is 50% of the average median income per HUD numbers. So we do meet our affordability metrics. With all that being said, we do not we recommend the council not increase the water and sewer rates for FY20.
Well, yesterday during the Murfreesboro City Council meeting, Mayor Shane McFarland celebrated Lineman Appreciation Day by giving the STARS Award to Matthew Rice, a local police officer. The STAR Award recognizes employees who deliver value and quality service to the community.
Whereas linemen put their lives on the line every day with little recognition from the community regarding the nature of their work. Now therefore, I, Shane McFarland, Mayor of the City of Murfreesboro, Tennessee, on behalf of the entire City Council, do hereby proclaim April 18th, 2019 as National Lineman Appreciation Day.
Officer Rice single-handedly located and stopped 4 suspects in a robbery only minutes after the crime was reported.
If you live on MTSU's campus, you might have seen this backwards bicyclist. Goodness, I can't talk today. That certainly is a unique way to get around campus.
Many MTSU students ride bikes around campus, but something is definitely different about this rider.
Chris
rides around on campus backwards.
High school, sophomore year of high school is when I first learned. I saw some dude in Ripley doing it, and it was like, I mean, it interested me at the time, so I was like, you know, it's something that I can't do. Might as well push myself to learn something new. And I got on and I figured out, I mean, it was pretty cool. I've never heard myself riding my bike backwards, but going frontwards just the other day, there was an old lady who ran my ass over in the intersection, like just riding my bike like a casual person. So it's like, it may be a perk to it, I don't know. People usually like avoid me, but I'm pretty skilled at getting out of the way. Like, I know I'm going backwards, so I'm not just gonna be, you know, expecting for people to get out my way. I'm gonna be, you know, maneuvering, trying to get around you. So like, if you see me coming, you don't have to move. Like, I already know you're there because I'm obviously paying attention to where I'm going. I have to. I mean, it's scary to do it, but the bike balances either way. It's really the same concept because the bike is going the same way. It's just, you know, how you choose to sit.
Even other students are starting to take notice.
Him right out here. He rides out on outside the library. He like sits on the handlebars and then like pedals it backwards. Yeah, I've seen him before.
Chris's style of bike riding definitely makes him a unique part of MTSU's campus.
Well, now that is an exceptional talent. And Chris, if you ever get into another accident, I have some good news for you, because if you love sweets as much as I do or are a cookie lover, then you will want to hear this. Grab your glass of milk because Crumble Cookie is a brand new cookie shop in Murfreesboro. However, it is no ordinary cookie store. What sets it apart from others is that this Utah-based store delivers warm cookies to your home until midnight. So if you have a sweet tooth for your late night snack, this might be the place for you. The Rutherford County store will be the first southeastern location. The grand opening is this weekend, and I definitely know what I'm going to be doing this weekend. Well, thank you so much for joining us for Middle Tennessee News. I'm Lauren Davis. If you missed any of our shows, or you can watch them on our website at middletennesseenews.net. This is our last newscast of the semester, so be sure to stay tuned to our Facebook and Twitter for more updates. This is Lauren Davis signing off for the last time. Have a great summer.